Well, I saw a huge craft just kind of come right over Squaw Peak.
20,000 citizens reported seeing the strange object pictured in Dr. Katai's video. They described it as a mile-wide, triangle-shaped craft with 6 distinct lights. It crossed roughly 300 miles of airspace, with reports coming in from Phoenix to Tucson.
Here's a light on South Mountain. You can see this light flickering over our mountain over here. Now we're looking at a light that's now appeared again. It's come out of a different place. Definitely far away. South Mountain. There's 2 of them. Here, we finally hit here. Now we've got 2 of them in the sky on South Mountain. South Mountain. Figure this one out. There's a double. There's a third one. Hey, Sue! All right, you tell me what it is. Oh, what do we got? We're now looking at the same scene that we were looking at the nighttime. I'll give you the angle and idea.
Maybe a half a dozen, to my recollection, lights that just hung in the air, didn't move.
This thing was coming right over us. We really started getting antsy, and then when it went directly overhead without a sound, it was like that. It was so big.
You couldn't even hear the wind. It was so quiet. It was just, it just didn't even do anything. It just came through.
Gauge this object to be several football fields. I mean, like a mile, maybe more than a mile, maybe.
On it. And what was extraordinary is that light went on.
Not only was it a very significant mass sighting, many investigators call it the largest sighting ever, lasting the longest amount of time, seen by the largest number of people. Grand scale.
It's coming across the sky, and as it's moving, it's blocking and unblocking the stars. And I said, God, what is that? What was it made of? It was almost like it was shadow material.
It appeared, we thought that night, maybe 600 to 900 feet long on each arm of this object.
It was actually 5 lights that were a V, 1 in front and 2 on each side.
If you can imagine something the size of Camelback Mountain.
The object we saw, if we opened up a newspaper, you could not block out the object that we saw.
People say, Mike, no, you saw a B-2 bomber. My response was, we could land all 40 of our B-2 bombers on the wing of that craft.
It's one of the biggest things I've ever seen.
Last night, and eyewitnesses who saw it say it's like nothing they've ever seen before.
That we also did a story about it back in 1997. The first report of a strange flying object came at about 8:20 that night from a former police officer in Paulden, Arizona. Over the next...
Just stayed there and looked at it for a couple minutes, and it was completely silent.
When you look down the street on a hot day in Phoenix, above the street's like, it's really wavy, and you see everything kind of distorted, and that's what it looked like up inside the middle of the craft.
It was just gliding, and then it stopped, and then it, like, the sides retracted a little, and then it was gone.
Just went acceleration to deceleration. It was no noise the whole time.
And not...
You guys saw a UFO, true?
Yeah, it is
in
true.
A plane, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I saw a huge craft just kind of come right over Squaw Peak. Curious now that unquestionably it was a UFO, which means unidentified flying object.
Right. Doesn't mean we're being visited.
Well, it's nothing like anything I've ever seen. So it was pretty breathtaking, and I'll never forget. I snuck out to see it. Without DPS, which I'm not supposed to be driving my own car and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so, but I told Ann what I was doing. I was going to go up to Squaw Peak and see what everybody was, clamoring about. And when I walked in the front door, she looked at me, and I was apparently just, normally I'm fair complected and pale anyway, right? And she said, "Oh my gosh," she said, "she looked like a ghost."
Now, this just goes to show that you guys are entirely too serious.